Hey folks, it's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Tuesday, it's May 27th. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to be discussing Organigram, and the CEO, Beena Goldenberg, is going to be retiring. So we'll discuss all of that and more. They do have a succession plan, and then we'll take a look at OGI stock, what to expect in terms of the technicals and the price action in the days and weeks, months ahead. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And full disclosure, I do own OGI in my portfolio. Very bullish on the stock long term. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So this was the news that broke today, and kind of bittersweet. Organigram Global announces CEO succession plan. So Beena Goldenberg, CEO, to retire at the end of the company's fiscal year. And the board of directors expresses confidence in the company's strategic direction and leadership team. Comprehensive CEO selection process will be initiated to identify a successor. So we have more information coming on that in the not too distant future. But Organigram, the MJ industry's #1 company by market share, announced today that the CEO, Beena, will be retiring at the conclusion of the company's current fiscal year, ending September 30th, 2025. Until this date, Ms. Goldenberg will continue in her role as CEO and as a member of the company's board of directors to advance Organigram's strategic objectives, including international expansion, and to ensure an effective transition. Since joining Organigram, that was in September 2021, she successfully led the organization's growth and transformation from an MJ company with $80 million in net revenue to becoming the market share leader in Canada with over $250 million in net revenue. We know that they acquired Motif, so that really pushed them over the edge in terms of #1. Under her leadership, the company completed an expansion of its facility in Moncton, New Brunswick, doubling cultivation capacity, as well as 3 strategic acquisitions that led to the company's #1 share position in vapes, hash, pre-rolls in Canada. In addition, Goldenberg oversaw Organigram's international expansion with export sales into Germany, UK, and Australia. The latest acquisition of Collective Project, which is a beverage company, and their foray into the US hemp market, and also MJ Beverages here in Canada, they announced on April 1st, 2025, signaled the first revenue recognized by Organigram from the US market. So like I said, an exciting time for the company ahead, even though we do have to say goodbye in the not too distant future here. 74% increase in net revenue year over year, and delivering improvement across key financial metrics. After 5 incredible years in the MJ industry, serving as CEO of a supreme MJ company in Organigram Global, I have decided it is time to move on to my next chapter, says Goldenberg. Reflecting on my journey, I am extremely proud of what has been accomplished in this nascent industry. The challenge we faced and the successes we achieved underscore the immense potential that still lies ahead for the MJ industry. And we really know that the Canadian LPs are starting to turn a corner. And in the US, we're starting to see kind of the same thing that happened in Canada, right? We're starting to see a lot of the same growing pains, no pun intended, the price competition, the compression, and there's going to be a lot of that. And I think there's going to be a time, where the U.S. will eventually get over the hump, but there's a lot of competition in the U.S., and you're going to have competitions from these Canadian LPs. And to quote the CEO of Rubicon Organics, she said that the Canadian LPs and companies in Canada are like 10 years ahead of the competition. So the longer it takes for these other countries to legalize and to operate a legal framework, the better it is for these Canadian companies. And with the international market the way it is, and the growth and the opportunity, I think LPs are where it's at over the next couple of years. The board is in the process of initiating a comprehensive CEO selection process focused on identifying a candidate with the right mix of skills and experience to lead the company in its next chapter of growth. It has been an honor to lead Organigram Global through its critical chapter in our evolution, and I am grateful to have the privilege of working with so many talented, passionate people who have played a significant role in our collective growth and achievements, said Goldenberg. Over the next 4 months, I will remain focused on driving Organigram growth, profitability, while supporting the smooth onboarding of a new CEO to lead the company forward in its next phase of growth. So exciting times ahead nonetheless. We'll take a look at the chart. Overall, stock didn't really like it too much today, I guess you could say, but I don't think it had anything really to do with that. I think it was mostly just due to the sector still being struggling at the moment. You can see here CGC was down, at one point it was down over 8%, ended the day down 7%. OGI finished down 2.5%, and we do have a descending triangle here on the hourly time frame. CGC had one as well, descending triangle, and we almost hit that target of 160. So that's what I was looking at on Organigram. We just had an hourly EMA 12 and 26 bear cross as well, and a downtrend here on the hourly time frame. We could very well be heading to hourly oversold, and that's the case for CGC as well. But if we zoom out here on OGI, it's not looking too bad. We had that daily inverse head and shoulders. I mentioned that we had a daily oversold bounce underway, EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, you can see, which occurred back here in the last part of April. And then we had the inverse head and shoulders, and the target on that IHS was 156. And on this move here, we had a high of 143. So in terms of percentage, we came within 10%, less than 10% away. So not surprising to see us head to potentially hourly oversold. That might be a nice entry too, looking for a quick swing trade. We also had the bull flag as well, targeting, that was 130, yeah, 133. We hit that target, exceeded it, and like I said, that IHS target there at 156. And we did have the MACD, the stochastic, bull cross as well. On the weekly time frame, we could potentially top out that. We have a lot of resistance there, the 50 weekly at 150 and the 100 weekly at 156. So like I said, we had a lot of resistance there in terms of the 156 level. So we'll see if we can get there. Start of the daily consolidation. Most important factor for me is we're still in a daily uptrend, so no major red flags here whatsoever. Critical support from here is going to be down at 118. So as long as we hold 118 and do not confirm a daily downtrend, which would be a lower high and a lower low, if we saw something like this over the course of the next couple of days, then that wouldn't be good. But overall, bulls still in full control on OGI, no major red flags whatsoever, but nice move there off of the low. From the low to the high, up about 67%, going from daily oversold to daily overbought in a hurry. In terms of the daily time frame too, we did have the 200-day moving average there at 148, so we were approaching very, very strong resistance there at 148, and again 156, which lined up with the weekly moving averages. But if we can flip those, we've got some runway. If we can get over that 200, and then most importantly that 50 and the 100 weekly, we have a lack of resistance all the way up to 335, and I would expect big news to come for the sector as well. But a lot of names, we're starting to see leaders and laggards. OGI was one of those leaders for a while, in my opinion. Same thing with CGC. CGC just went from like 77 cents. Look at the move it's been on, 77 cents all the way up to almost $2, yeah, $1.99, so about 160% of upside. And then, you know, you're going to see leaders and laggards, and I think, you know, we could start to see some of the attention come off of the CGCs of the world, the OGIs of the world, and then start to target some of those names that haven't already seen some of those moves. Like, for example, Tilray. If we take a look at CGC, on the daily time frame, it also had this bullish RSI divergence with higher lows and higher highs on the RSI, and lower lows and lower highs on the price action. And then we saw a massive move, and EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. Something similar is lining up here for Tilray. You can see here lower highs, lower lows, higher lows, and higher highs, and we could potentially see that EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. And if we saw a similar move to CGC, that would put us back up around 80 to 90 cents on Tilray. But very bullish on these Canadian names, and we'll see who OGI selects as their new CEO. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section below. Also, before we end, I want to introduce you to the new channel sponsor and the sponsor of today's video, and that is Oliver Krause. They make hemp-based underwear. They combine eco-friendly materials with superior comfort and style. I'll leave a link for this in the description. And in the comment section, you can use POW10 code to get 10% off. And if you just click the link in the description or in the comment section, it'll automatically add that code for you, and you get free shipping on orders over $75. I absolutely love this product. I got a pair yesterday, actually a couple pair, and you can see here I just made an unboxing video as well. You can check that out, but can't say enough good things about it. Again, you can check out the description and the comment. There will be a link there, and you can take advantage of that. Like I said, help support the industry and our new channel sponsor. So like I said, very, very impressed. Look at these. They're absolutely fantastic. I can't wait for people to try these out, but you know, it gives you that Calvin Klein vibes, and yeah, wait till you try these out. Super comfortable, ultra comfy, really, really nice design. Can't say enough good things about it. All right, have a great night. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll catch you again on the next video.